Hey there, cat lover. Welcome to Mystery Paws. Let me tell you something about your cat. Something that's quiet, gentle, and easily overlooked. But once you notice it, you'll never see them the same way again. You see, your cat doesn't need to talk to be understood. And they don't need to follow commands to be deeply connected to you. Sometimes they show you everything with just a blink, a pause, or the way they choose to sit beside you, when they could have chosen anywhere else. Science tells us that cats recognize human words, but more importantly, they respond to what those words mean to them. They don't react like dogs. They remember, they associate, and when they choose to listen, they mean it. Today, I want to share with you 5 words that your cat truly understands, and not just hears, but feels. Words that carry meaning, comfort, and sometimes even love. Because when you understand how your cat listens, you don't just train them, you build something beautiful, a quiet, unspoken bond that grows deeper every single day. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just know more about your cat. You'll feel closer to them than ever before. Let's take a moment to understand how your cat actually hears you. Because when we speak, they're not just ignoring us, they're listening, just differently. Back in 2019, scientists at the University of Tokyo conducted a gentle but eye-opening study. They discovered that cats can recognize and distinguish human words, especially words they hear often in a consistent emotional context. But unlike dogs, who were bred over thousands of years to follow commands and seek approval, cats evolved alone, solitary, independent, hunters by nature. They survived by observing, calculating, and quietly adapting. So instead of reacting instantly to your voice like a dog might, your cat listens and then decides what to do with that information. You might think they're ignoring you, but in truth, they're doing something far more thoughtful. They're storing what you say. They're noticing how you say it. They're linking your voice to moments, feelings, smells, routines. To them, a word is never just a sound, it's a memory. Scientists now believe that cats associate words with experiences, not just commands. So if treat always leads to something delicious, that word becomes part of their emotional world. And because they don't depend on your approval the way dogs do, they may not show a response, even when they understand you perfectly. Think of your cat not as a student waiting for your instructions, but as a quiet observer, taking notes and choosing moment by moment how close they want to be. The very first word your cat understands is the most personal one of all, their name. It may seem simple, even obvious, but the truth behind it is deeper than most people realize. In a study published in Scientific Reports, researchers discovered that cats can actually distinguish their names, not just when you say it lovingly, but even when it's spoken by strangers in a different tone. Their ears twitch, their heads turn, sometimes their tails flick ever so slightly. They're not just reacting to a sound. They're recognizing identity. Theirs. Think of how many times they've heard it, in soft whispers at bedtime, in laughter when they've done something silly, in the gentle call before dinner is served. Over time, your voice, saying their name, becomes something sacred. It's a sound wrapped in comfort, in routine, in love. But unlike dogs, cats don't always rush to you when they hear it. They're more selective. They'll respond when they want to, when they feel safe, when they trust that the moment matters. Try it sometime. Say their name softly in the morning. Then say it with joy. Then, just once, say it in frustration. Watch their reaction change. They know. They feel the difference. To your cat, their name isn't just a label. It's a melody they've come to associate with you, and with everything you've shared together. Have you ever noticed how your cat seems to appear out of nowhere the moment you say the word treat? It's like magic. But really, it's memory and trust. Scientists call this classical conditioning, but to your cat, it's simply this. When you say treat, something good always follows. It's not just the word they recognize. It's the pattern, your voice, your footsteps near the cupboard, the sound of a bag opening. All these little signals weave together in their brilliant feline mind. Over time, your cat learns to pair those sounds with pleasure, with safety, with love. Some cats are so attuned that even if you whisper treat in a completely different tone, they'll still perk up, ears forward, eyes wide, as if to say, "Did you just say what I think you said?" But it's more than just food. It's a moment of connection. Because when you offer them something special, you're also offering a piece of yourself, your attention, your care, your affection. And they feel that. So the next time you say treat, watch their reaction, not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Because in that little moment of excitement, your cat is showing you something beautiful. They trust you. Now, let's talk about a word you've probably said more than once. No, maybe it was when your cat jumped on the table, or tried to knock over your favorite mug, or sank their little teeth into your houseplants. You said no, firmly, clearly. Maybe even with that special parent voice we all develop over time. And what did your cat do? They paused, looked at you, and continued anyway. But don't be fooled. That pause, that tiny hesitation, that was thinking. Because, believe it or not, your cat does understand no. In fact, studies have shown that cats recognize negative commands more than we ever thought. But unlike dogs, who were bred to seek approval, cats evolved to make their own decisions. They weigh the cost versus the reward. And if what they're doing feels worth it, well, your no becomes more of a suggestion. It's not defiance, it's independence. Cats don't obey to please. They obey when it makes sense to them. And that's something we can actually admire. They're thoughtful. They're logical. They're a little bit like us. So next time you say no, and they just blink at you, remember, your cat isn't ignoring you. They're evaluating you. And in their own quiet way, they're asking, "Can you offer me a better deal?" There's one phrase every cat owner dreams of mastering. One simple request, spoken with hope again and again. Come here. With dogs, it's often instant. But with cats, it's complicated. Not because they don't understand it, but because they need a reason. Researchers at International Cat Care discovered something remarkable. Cats can learn to respond to "come here" with up to 80% reliability. That's not luck. That's learning. That's trust. But here's the secret. It all depends on how you've used that phrase. Think back. When do you usually say, "Come here"? Is it when you're about to trim their nails, give them medicine, or stop them from knocking something over? If so, no wonder they hesitate. But if "come here" means dinner, or cuddles, or a cozy lap, you're building something beautiful. Over time, cats develop what scientists call anticipatory behavior. They begin to respond even before the reward appears, just because you've always made it worth their while. And that's the magic. They're not obeying a command. They're choosing connection. So next time you whisper, "Come here," and they actually do, don't take it for granted. Because in that simple act, they're telling you, "I trust you. I feel safe. I choose you." And now, the final word. It's one we often say without thinking, sometimes with a smile, sometimes through tears of laughter. Good job. Or maybe, good kitty. But to your cat, those words aren't just sounds. They're music, they're warmth, they're home. In a study from Oregon State University, researchers found something beautiful. Many cats, yes, even the aloof ones, actually preferred praise and affection over food. They tuned into our voice, our body language, even the smallest shifts in our facial expressions. When you say "good job" with love, with that soft, happy tone, your cat doesn't just hear it. They feel it. They remember it. Over time, this simple praise becomes something much more powerful. A bridge between two very different creatures, built on trust, affection, and quiet companionship. It's what scientists call a positive emotional feedback loop. But to your cat, it's just love. The kind that says, "You matter to me. You're safe with me. You belong." And that is everything. So say it often, say it softly, say it with your heart, even if your cat doesn't purr or blink in response. Know this, they heard you, they understood you, and in their own gentle way, they're saying it back. Good job, human. Your cat may never say a word, but they've been listening all along to your voice, to your love, to the quiet life you share. Here at Mystery Paws, we believe cats aren't just pets, they're family. And every meow has meaning. If this touched your heart, we'd love to have you stay a while. Subscribe. And let's keep exploring the secret language of love between you and your cat.